Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some Milwaukee Braves baseball here tonight. 1961 St. Louis Cardinals traveling to Milwaukee, take on the Braves. We got a heck of a pitching match up here today. We got a young Bob Gibson going against Warren Spahn. Let's see what happens here. Watch it be a blowout, but looks like it should be a good pitching match. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off, playing second, it's Red Shanties. Batting second, playing shortstop, Alex Grams. Batting third, playing first base, is Bill White. Batting fourth, playing third base, Ken Boyer. Batting fifth, playing left field, is the man, Stan Musial. Batting sixth, playing center field, is Carl Warwick. Batting seventh, playing right field, is Charlie James. Batting eighth, man behind the plate doing the catching, is Hal Smith. And like I said earlier, on the mound, batting ninth, is a young Bob Gibson. Let's take a look here at the hometown Milwaukee Braves starting lineup. Leading off, playing right field, is Lee May. Batting second, playing second, is Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third, is Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing center field, is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base, is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field, is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh, playing behind the plate doing the catching, is Joe Torre. And batting eighth, playing shortstop, is Roy McMillan. And like I told you earlier, on the mound, batting ninth, doing the pitching, is Warren Spahn. Let's see if he can outduel this young Bob Gibson feller they're talking about. And here's the first pitch from Spahn. And that ball is lined right back to him. And Red goes down on a line drive to the pitcher. One out here in the first. Alex Graham's up now. And he hits that ball down to second base. And Frank Boland's got it. He fires over the Adcock. And that's two away. One up, two up, two down here in the first. Brings up Mr. Bill White. And he hits that ball down to Boland. Another easy play for the Braves. 1, 2, 3 goes the Cardinals. Now we got the Braves due up here. And like I say, you got May, Boland, and Matthews leading off here in the first. And here's the first pitch from Bob Gibson. And just like that ball is back, and gone. Lee May homers off of Bob Gibson, hits that ball in the right field seats, folks. And just like that, the Braves are on top, 1-0. Here is Frank Boland up now, and he laces that ball in the center field, and back goes Warnick at the track and makes the catch. Almost another home run. How's it going, Thomas? So it's still 1-0, but they're hitting Bob Gibson pretty good here. Here's Eddie Matthews. Let's see if he can get on here. And he doesn't want no parts of Eddie. Eddie walks on down the first. I don't know how smart this is on Bob Gibson. Don't look like he's got his good stuff. Might have put the announcer's hex on him, saying this was going to be a heck of a pitching duel. Here's hammering Hank Aaron up now. Nobody out. Matthews on at first. And that's a swing and a miss. Gibby gets Hank out on strikes. Brings up Joe Adcox now with one down and Matthews on at first. And that ball is hit in the left field. And Stan the man's out there. He's got room. He puts it away, and there's two down. Oh, doing well. Thanks, Thomas. Yep. And now, that was the end of the inning there. Was that the end of the inning? Couldn't have been the end of the inning. Oh, yeah, it was. Bolin made an out. Okay. So now we go to the top of the second. We got Boyer, Stan the Man Musial, and Warwick due up here for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch to Ken Boyer with the Braves up 1-0 thanks to the leadoff home run. Ken Boyer gets a hold of this off of Spawn. He drives it in the right field gap. He's got himself a double. I might have put the hex on both of these pitchers. So there's Ken Boyer down at second, leadoff double. And here comes Stan the Man with the chance to tie this game up with a base hit. Pitch the Musial. And that's exactly what Stan the Man's going to do. He gets a hold of this off of Spawn. And he drives that ball into the gap. And that'll score Boyer easy with a stand-up double of Musial. And the left center field. Just like this game's tied up 1-1. Still nobody out now with a runner in scoring position for Warwick. And that ball is hit back to the pitcher. And Musial is going to find his way down the third. As they get the runner at first in Warwick. So we got runner on third, only one out. Braves are going to play back here. Trade the run for an out. Let's see here what James can do. And that's a swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Warren Spahn. That's 2 down now with a runner on third for Hal Smith, the catcher. And he hits that ball down the second. No, he lines that ball down the third. Got all of that, but it was right at Matthews, and that'll end the inning. But Cardinals score 1 on the double by Stan the Man. We're tied up at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the second. You got Thomas, Torrey, and McMillan due up here for the Braves. Let's see if they can keep Gibson on the ropes here. Is he going to settle down? That's a line drive right back up at him. He catches it, out number 1. Here comes Joe Torrey now. That's a swing and a miss. Joe goes down on strikes. Pitch reminds you of Linda Ronstadt. A Blue Bayou. Here's Rory McMillan now. And that's laced right back up the middle, but Gibson catches it in self-defense. That's a 1-2-3 inning, so Gibson settles down. We go to the top of the third now. You got Gibson, Red, and Graham's due up here. Gibson's only hitting 067 this year. Let's see what he does. Can he help his own calls out? And that is ball 1 on Gibson. And that's a swing and a miss. Gibson goes down on strikes. Brings up Red. Red's 0 for 1. He lined out the Spawn his first time up. And that's a swing and a miss. And Spawn looks like he settled down now. 2 strikeouts. Can he get the third one here in Graham's? And no, Graham's hits that ball in the left field. Thompson's going to his right to get to it near the line, and he makes the play. That's a 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the third. St. Louis Cardinals 1. Milwaukee Braves 1. And we got Warren Spahn, Lee May, and Frank Bolin due up here for the Braves. Here's Spahn. Spahn's hitting 276 on the year, folks. He's homered, and he's driven in 3 runs, so you got to be careful with him. Gibson can't just throw a fastball down the heart of the plate. And he swings and misses and gets Spahn. Strike 3. That's the third strikeout for Gibson today. Here's Lee May. He started this game off with a home run. Let's see what he does this time. And Gibson gets him this time. That's curveball got him. That's strikeout number 4 for Gibson. Here's Frank Bowling. Can he make contact this inning? He sure does. He gets a hold of this pitch from Gibby. That was right down the middle. He drives that into the gap. That bounces off the wall out in right field. Warwick gets over to and throws it in. He'll stop at second, but he's in scoring position for the big boys. Here comes Eddie. Eddie walked his first time up against Gibson. See what happens here. Is he going to pitch to him? He does. He hits that ball down the second base. Red's got it. He fires over to White. The red and white show. And that's it for the Braves. They leave. Bowling on at second. We go to the top of the fourth. Cardinals 1, Braves 1. You got White, Boyer, and Musial due up here for the Cardinals. Here's Bill White. Thinks he's going to be president of the baseball league one year. See what happens with that. And that ball is hit back to the pitcher. And SPAHN throws that one away. That's a 2-base error. So, just like that, Bill White's down at second, folks, on the error by SPAHN. Here's Boyer up now. Oh, we don't want him down at third. We want him down at second. Alrighty. Now Boyer's up here now. He doubled his first time up and scored. Nobody out. Runner on at second on the air. And that ball is popped up to short. Bill White goes back to second. That's 1 out. Runner stays put. Here's Stan the Man Musial now. He doubled his first time up and drove in a run. And that ball's hit in the left field. Is it deep enough to get White over? No, it's not. Frank comes in a bit, makes the catch. Here's Bill White at second. Here's Warwick now. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And Bill White takes off for third. He's trying to steal. Here comes the throw from Torres, and they get him. So Bill White's thrown out trying to steal. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 1-1. We got the heart of the lineup due up here. You got Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas for the Braves. Hey, Tim. Here's Hammer and Hank. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And he ain't going to strike out this time. He laces that ball in the left field for a single. Then on the first pitch to Joe Adcock, Aaron's going to take off for second. And he's going to make it in there. There's 1 strike on Joe Adcock with a runner in scoring position now. So here's the 0-1 pitch to Joe. And he gets this ball. That ball is back. That ball is deep. That ball is far. That ball is going over the center field fence, 400 plus feet. And the Braves are now up 3-1 with a home run by Joe Adcock. How about that? Gibson's giving up 2 home runs here today, folks. Brings up Frank Thomas now. Nobody out, nobody on. And he hits that ball in the deep right field. Back goes James. Back. But he makes the catch near the wall. And that's the first out here in the fourth. Brings up Joe Torre now. Joe's 0 for 1, struck out his first time against Gibson. And he makes contact, hits that ball in the right field. Easy play for James. That's 2 outs. We got Roy McMillan up. Let's see what Mac can do. Mac's 0 for 1, lined out to Gibson his first time up. And that ball's popped up behind the plate. Al Smith's chasing it down, throws the mask off, and makes the catch. That's 3 outs. But the Braves scored 2 on the home run by Joe Adcox. And the Cardinals 1 and the Braves 3 as we go to the top of the 5th. Warwick still up after Bill White got thrown out trying to steal, followed by James and Smith here in the 5th. Here's the pitch to Carl. And that ball is hit in the center field. Aaron's on his horse and makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Mr. Charlie James. He is 0 for 1, struck out his first time against SPAHN. And that ball is hit down the third. Easy play for Matthews. Fires across the diamond. Joe Adcox got it. And that's quick 2 outs here in the 5th. Here comes Smith. Mr. Smith hits that ball down the short. Down the second. Frank Bowen's got it. Over the first. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Warren Spahn. You go to the bottom of the 5th. St. Louis Cardinals 1. Milwaukee Braves 3. We got Spahn, then Lee May and Frank Bowen due up. Here's the pitch to Warren Spahn. Warren's 0 for 1, struck out his first time against Gibson. He ain't striking out this time. I told you can't just groove that ball down there to Spahn. He gets a hold of this, and he drives that ball into the gap, and Warren Spahn's got himself a stand-up double, folks. It's that ball in the right center gap. James gets over there after it bounces off the wall, and he's on at second. Nobody out here for Lee May. He's 1 for 2 with a homer in the first inning and struck out in the third. See if Lee can get Spahn over to third or maybe even drive him in here, folks. And Gibby don't want nothing to do with Lee May. He walks him. But just like that, the first 2's on. We got first and second. Gibson's got himself in a little bit of a pickle here. Frank Bowen's up. He's 1 for 2. He's flown out and hit a double. Let's see if old Frank can drive in Spahn. And that ball is laced in the left field. And that's going to fill the bases. Spahn ain't going to take a chance here. He's a slow runner. So that's going to fill the bases. Bases loaded for the big boys now. Sure, they go out and talk to Gibson. He's all fired up now. I wouldn't be surprised if one ain't near Eddie's ear here. So here comes Matthews. Nowhere to put Eddie. Eddie's 0 for 1 with a walk and grounded out the second. And Bob Gibson has lost control here, folks. He threw that first pitch near Eddie's ear, but that didn't faze Eddie. He stands in there and he takes a walk. And that'll score Spahn from third. And it's still bases loaded. And that definitely getting the bullpen up now. They're going to get McDowell up and Miller up in the bullpen. Probably see Miller come in first. Okay, here's Henry Aaron, bases loaded. Can they bust this game wide open? And that ball is... Oh, the infield's in, by the way. They can't keep giving up any runs. That ball is hit down the short. Graham comes up with it, fires home. They get the runner at the plate for the first out here. Joe Adcock's not a very fast runner. They're going to play back here, try to coax a double play for Joe. Like I say, good possibility they can get that. So here they go, the pitch to Joe Adcock. And this is a tailor-made double play. Ball's hit down to short. Graham's up with it. He fires over the red and fires back over to white. Your 6-4-3 double play. So Gibson gets out of the inning in pretty good shape, only giving up 1 run. The Braves lead 2, but they lead 4-1. As we go to the top of the 6th, we got Gibson due up. Red and then Graham's. We're going to let Gibson hit since he got out of that mess and he's only down by 3. So let's see what happens here. Pitch to Gibson. That is hit right back down to the first baseline. Adcock's up with it. He gloves it, underhand toss to Spahn, covering in first. That's 1 down. Here comes Red. Red's 0 for 2. He's lined out and struck out. And that ball's hit into right field. Lee Mays got room out there. He makes the catch. Quick 2 outs here in the 6th. Brings up Graham's. Graham's is 0 for 2. He's grounded out the second and he's flown out the left. He's not going to fly out this time. That ball finds the gap out there in right field. And he's in there with a stand-up double, folks. Now Bill White's up, runner in scoring position, but there is 2 outs. And Bill's 0 for 2. He's grounded out the second and reached on an error. Here's the pitch to White. And that ball is and Graham's takes off. He's going to steal third. Joe Torres is going to throw that ball away, folks. He's going to throw that ball away. And now Grams is going to score from second. See if that does it. We got to look this up here. All right, let's look this up. Stolen base in an error. Okay, where is it at here? Stolen base in an error. Scoring on air. Here we go. Stolen base. See if he's scoring. Nope, that ain't it. Well, come on now. Okay, stolen base. R2 safe. E2. All right, there we go. We got it, folks. Sorry about that. Took a little more time than it should have. Okay, so like that, they cut the lead in half. And it's a 1-0 count on Bill White. And nobody on now. 2 outs. And that ball is hit down the second, and the wheels are starting to come off as Frank Boland throws that ball into the ground. Adcock comes up with it, but Bill is safe at first rather, and that's an E4. Just like that, this inning can't get over. 2 errors already this inning. That brings up Ken Boyer. Ken's 1 for 2 with a double and scored. And that ball is popped up. And third base Matthews, he's got it. That'll end the inning. But the Cardinals score 1 unearned run and make this game 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. We got Frank Thomas, Joe Torre, and Roy McMillan due up here for the Braves. Here's the pitch to Frank. Frank's 0 for 2. He's lined out and flown out the right field. And he's going to drive that ball in the right field. James comes in, but he can't make the catch, and that's going to be a base hit for Frank Thomas. Now Joe Torres is up with a runner on at first. Nobody out. Here's the pitch to Joe. Joe's 0 for 2, struck out and popped up. And Gibby walks him. How many walks is that for Gibson? That's his 4th walk to go with his 4 strikeouts. So we got first and second, nobody out. Miller's back up in the bullpen here for the Cardinals. See if Roy McMillan can come through here. And that ball is hit in the right field. Is it deep enough to get Frank over to third? No, not deep enough. So that'll be out number 1. Brings up Warren Spahn now. He ain't buttoned. He's already got a double off of Gibson today. He's struck out and he's doubled. So here's the pitch to Warren. Can he come through and help himself out here? He swings and misses. That's strike number 3. And that'll be strikeout number 5 for Gibby. Here comes Lee May up now. Lee is 1 for 2 with a homer. See if Lee can get Thomas in on a 2-out hit. And that ball is hit into third. He makes a nice play down there. Fires over the first, and Lee May is out. So the Braves leave 2. We go to the top of the 7th. It's still Cardinals 2, Braves 2. We got Musial, Warwick, and James due up here for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch to the man. And that's a line drive right back at Spahn. He makes the play, 1 out. Here's Carl Warwick up now. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. How many strikeouts is that for Spahn today? That'll be his 4th strikeout. That brings up James now, 2 down, nobody on. And he's going to single in the left field. Got a 2-out base hit for James. Brings up Hal Smith. Hal Smith's 0 for 2. He's lined out and grounded out. And that ball is hit down the second. Easy play. For Frank, he'll go to short way over to Roy. And that'll end the inning. Cardinals leave 1, and we make it to the 7th inning stretch, folks. We got Frank Boland, Matthews, and Aaron due up here against Gibson in the 7th. Going to try to get Gibson through the 7th inning. He's due to lead off here in the 8th. Here's the pitch to Frank Boland. And Frank, he wraps that ball in the right field. He gets on in front of the big boys. Again, this time they'll get McDaniel up. Or no, they're gonna get Cota up. If they got to bring him in to get through this inning, that way they'll pitch hit for him. So here comes Matthews up with Bolin on at first. Matthews is 0 for 1 and walked twice. He hits that ball down the 3rd. Only play for Boyer is first. So Frank will make it down the 2nd. So you got a runner in scoring position now for Henry. Hank Aaron with 1 out here. Hank's 1 for 2. He's scored and stolen a base. Here's the pitch to Henry. And that ball is hit down the short. They look the runner back. He fires over the white. And that's 2 outs here in the 7th. Here's Joe Adcock. He's homered this game, folks. He's 1 for 3 with that 2-run homer. Let's see if he can. Oh, we forgot to hold the runner. Forgot to hold the runner. Alrighty, here's the pitch to Joe. And that ball is driven right back to the mound. Gibson comes up with it. He fires over the first. So the Braves strand that leadoff double. And can't get nothing out of it. We go to the 8th. It is still Cardinals 2, Braves 2. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Gibson. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. Kurt Flood's going to come off the bench here. Pitch it for Gibson. All right, we got Flood up, followed by Red and Grams here in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch to Floyd. And that is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Good job of pitching by SPAHN. Gets the first out here in the 8th. Brings up Red now. Red's 0 for 3. He's lined out, struck out, and flown out the right. And that ball is hit down to Frank at 2nd. He fires over the Adcocks. That's a quick 2 outs here for SPAHN. Here comes Grams now. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Roy leaped to try to get it. It was just out of his reach. That finds its way in the left. So a 2-out hit brings up Bill White. And that's going to be a 2-ball, no-strike pitch to White. And he laces that ball down the 2nd. Easy play for Frank. He tosses it over the Mac covering at 2nd. And that'll end the inning. And the Cardinals leave 1 on here in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 2-4. The good guys, the Braves are leading. Thomas, Torrey, and McMillan's due up. And we need a pitcher here for the Cardinals. We'll bring in Miller, Bob Miller. There's Bob. Bob will be facing Frank Thomas, Joe Torre, and McMillan here in the 8th. Here's the pitch to Frank. He's 1 for 3. And make it 2 for 4 as he laces that ball in the right field. Nice piece of hitting for Frank. Got a Frank on at first for Joe Torre. Joe's over 2 with a walk. Let's see if he can get off this 9 and get a base hit here. He lifts that ball in the center field where it goes back, but not that far. And he's got the out. That's 1 down here in the 8th. Here comes Mac now. Mac's 0 for 3, lined out, popped up, and flew out. And that's going to be a base on balls for Mac. And I think we're going to pitch hit here for Spawn. And who we're going to bring up here against Bob. Try to get this, blow this game open here, folks. I think Al Spangler's probably going to come in to pitch hit. Yeah. Have Al come in to pitch hit. Warren's not too happy. He likes the bat, and he's pitching good. We got first and second and 1 out here for Spangler. Here's the pitch to Al. And he gets a hold of this, folks. That ball is hit in the left field, and that'll load the bases. Nice piece of hitting. Bases are now juiced. That brings up Lee May now. And the Cardinals are going to have to bring the infield in. Lee will be a hard guy to double up. They can't let this game get out of hand. Here's the pitch to May. And that's exactly what this game's going to get. Back and deep. Back goes Warwick. That ball is going. Grand salami. Lee made 2 home runs in this game. How about this, folks? He just blew this game open. It is now 8-2 Braves. Woo! I tell you, that was a no-doubter. Through that, and Lee is smoking hot today. That is 5 RBIs for Lee May today. That brings up Frank Bolin now. Base is cleared. 1 out for Frank. And he's going to keep this hit parade going. He singles in the right field. And just like that, the wheels have fallen off the cart for Cardinals. Miller sure wasn't the answer here. Gibson's in that dugout. He's fuming. He thought they should have let him hit and kept on pitching. He's like Spawn. Here comes Mr. Eddie Matthews. And that ball is hit the deep right field. Can the hit parade keep going? No. James catches that ball at the warning track. That is 2 outs here. Here comes Henry Hank Aaron. He's 1 for 4 with a single and a stolen base. And now he's going to be 1 for 5 because that ball's hit down the third. Boyer's up with it. He fires over the first. And that'll end the inning. But the Braves score 4 on the grand slam by Lee May. And they lead this game 8-2, folks. And Don's going to come in. McMahon, he hasn't pitched in a while. He needs some action, even though this is not a save opportunity since the grand slam. But he was up in the bullpen, and they're going to stick with bringing him in. See when the last game he did pitch. It's been a while. He hasn't pitched since the 21st. Geez, you Pete's. He might be a little rusty to say the least, folks. He's got Boyer, Musial, and Warwick due up here in the ninth. And here's the pitch to Ken. And that's going to be a ball hit down the short. McMillan's got it. He fires over the Adcock, one down. And that brings up Stan the man. And that's a swing and a miss, strike three. So much for rust. Old Don's looking good here. He's well rested. He ain't rusty. He says, here's Warwick. Cardinals are down to the last out. And that ball is hit down the second. Easy play for Bolin. That's a 1-2-3 inning. And that's your game, folks. The Braves win. The Braves win 8-2. Let's take a look here at the box score. The Cardinals, 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The Braves, 8 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors. Grams is the only guy in the Cardinals lineup to get 2 hits. Like I say, SPAHN did his job, that's for sure. The big hero here for the Braves is Lee May with that 2 hits, both of them home runs, 5 RBIs, and he walked. How about Frank Bolin going 4 for 5 today, folks? Yeah, nice piece of hitting by him. Frank Thomas, he was 2 for 4. Joe Torre and McMillan was the only ones not to get hits. Even SPAHN got a hit. So did Spangler off the bench as a pitch hitter. So they could say 2 starters was the only ones that didn't get a hit. I'm sorry, 3. Eddie Matthews was 0 for 3, but he walked twice. GIBSON pitched 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, walked 4, struck out 5, gave up 2 home runs, and Miller comes in and gives up that big grand slam. 4 hits, 4 runs, walked the batter, and gave up the home run. SPAHN, a heck of a pitching day for SPAHN. 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, only one of them was earned. Joe Torre with that ball that made it in the left field scored that first run. 5 strikeouts, didn't walk a soul. Let's do some fast play here with the National League. You got the Cubs traveling to Cincinnati, Ohio to take on the Reds. See what happens here. And the Cubbies win big, 14-1. What's the star here? The Cubbies, Altman drives in 6 runs. The Reds had 4 errors. So the Cubs 14 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. The Reds only 1 run on 7 hits and 4 errors. It's a double hitter, folks. Can the Reds bounce back here in game number 2? No, the Cubbies sweep the doubleheader. 5 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. And again, the Reds only 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. The Cubbies shut the big red machine down in that doubleheader. Now we got the battle of the California here. The Giants traveling to LA. And Dodgers win. Giants 1 run on 6 hits and no errors. The Dodgers 5 runs on 10 hits and an error. And the last National League game for June 4th is the Battle of Pennsylvania. And it's the battle to stay out of last place in the National League. The Phillies travel to Pittsburgh, take on the Pirates. Whoever loses this game will be in last place, folks. And that honor goes to Philadelphia. See what this star is. Pirates had 4 errors. The Phillies left 16 runners on. Sure. And the Pirates left 14. Jeez, you Pete's. Phillies 4 runs on 13 hits and an error. And the Pirates 5 runs on 15 hits and 4 errors. Let's take a look at the standings now. With the Reds losing that doubleheader, we might have a new leader here in the National League, folks. And we do. It's our Milwaukee Braves. The Milwaukee Braves are a half a game up on the Reds and the Cardinals, folks. How about that? The Braves move into first place with a 5-game winning streak. The Cardinals have lost 3 in a row, and the Reds have lost 4 in a row. Yeah, burr. The Cubbies are only a game and a half back of the Braves. Giants are 4.5 games back. Dodgers 6 games. The Pirates 7. And with the Phillies losing that game, they're 8 games back. I want to thank Thomas and Tim for stopping by here at Milwaukee, watching the game. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. On your way out of Milwaukee, hit that like button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this Braves replay and this 61 replay I'm doing. Until next time, y'all have a great evening and y'all take care.